Hello, it's day 29.
Of the 29th year and beyond.
29 days in the 29th year. On the first day, I had talked about how, when we got this started, how the number 29 biblically denotes departure. And one of the things I've learned over the years is that with departure in mind, you'll never leave where you are until you decide where you rather be. Which gets back to the fact that every day we have to choose. We make choices. And I spent a lot of time telling people how life was choice-driven. Life is choice-driven. Life is choice-driven. So much that I wrote a poem titled, Life is Choice-Driven. Life is truly choice-driven each day that you're living, so make a decision to choose. Not what everybody does and say just because can cause you to lose. Invest energy and time, all things won't be sublime. Persevere to the end and you'll see that your effort and labor will result in your favor and you'll achieve what you want it to be. They say it's lonely at the top, but if you take time to stop and invite someone along for the ride, then you can journey together and overcome whatever, because you won't have an issue with pride. Open your ears and your eyes. Strive to learn from the wise. Learn to collaborate as well as compete. There are many blessings you've been given. Remember, life is choice-driven, and you're in the driver's seat. So when you think about that departure, and that you'll never leave where you are until you determine where you rather be, it gets back to the choices that we make. And so, you know, some people think that the way things work out is based on the family that they were born in, right? But it's not about your family. It's not about your descendants. It's about your decisions. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree. That's one of my favorites that you've written.
Oh, why, thank you.
Because life is choice-driven. And I think in a relationship, especially when you're joining two families together, or even just two like minds together, hopefully like minds together, you have to sometimes depart from those things that don't mesh together. You know, and you have to make that decision that those are things that you're going to leave behind. Sometimes there may be people. Sometimes there may be family members. Sometimes there may be habits that you have. And I know that in the 29 years that we've been married, there have been a lot of things that we've had to adjust and a lot of
decisions that needed to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to come to an understanding that you want to be able to consult one another to decide how to move forward, what's going to be in the best interest of your family, right? But then there will come opportunities when you may not agree, right? And then what do you do about the decisions that need to be made at that point? Because those opportunities will come. You're not going to always agree about everything or see things the same way. Anais Nin is an author, a poet, and wonderful poetry, wonderful quotes. But one of the quotes that she shared that is one of my personal favorites is, we don't see things as they are, we see them as we are.
Yeah, that's right.
And so be mindful of how you see things, because the way I see things may not be necessarily the same way that Gil will see them, but we have to be willing to understand that we both may have different perspectives and different ideas of how to arrive at a conclusion or to make a decision.
You know, something that just popped in my head, and I don't know why, God, but anyway, one of the things that I think is how you raise your children and the different things that you believe with your children. And I know that when John was young, he would go to some movies and he would just get sort of frightened by certain things. Well, my technique was to make him sit there and power through it. He wanted to see the movie, you're going to watch it. Daddy was a little bit more gentle.
Yeah, I mean, there were times where I just thought she was brutal. It was like, you're going to be tortured. And my thing is, no, age appropriate. However, with that, what came to my mind was McGee and Me.
Okay, yeah.
McGee and Me was a Christian series that taught, life lessons and stuff like that. And one of the lessons was this little boy wanted to see the scary movie, right? And, his parents, wouldn't allow him, but he snuck to see it. And, one of the messages from that, you can't unsee what you've seen.
That's right.
Right? And so I was coming from more of a McGee and Me kind of angle before there was a McGee and Me, because Lord knows the poor little boy probably still in therapy today because of some of the decisions.
No. Okay, well, anyway, back to what we were saying. Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. every day you get to decide,
Yes.
and truly, again, it's not about your families, where you come from, where you've been. It's about where you're going and where
Yes.
you choose to go,
Where you
because
choose to
life
go.
is choice driven, and every day you get to choose. So choose together and choose wisely,
See you tomorrow.
if the Lord says the same.